Hey, what's up? It's Kit. Time for another video. Today we're going to be talking about the contents of my Explorer box. So these lures are the lures that I take when I go out to a place where I haven't fished yet. So I'm unfamiliar with the place. I don't know. I might have an idea of what fish are there, but just to find out what else is there and covering the water column very effectively in different phases of the tide and getting success. Okay, so the lures that you see here are the lures that I use. Okay, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to get them. Okay, so what we're gonna do is actually talk about lure types. Okay, and I'll actually talk to you and give you the reason why my choices are like that. Okay, so let's start. Now, from the top here, you'll notice that from like these, they are Topwater, and then you have your Subsurface, and then here on the bottom, they're all lures that sink or go down deep. Okay, so let's put the ones here on the side we need to talk about first. And we'll start with the Topwater lures. Okay, so early morning, late afternoon, Topwaters work great. Okay, and really early in the morning, I start with something big, and usually it's going to be like these guys here. These are the biggest lures in the range. They are 60 grams. And they make a lot of noise. So it's always handy to have poppers, okay? But see, not just any popper, okay? It has to be a small popper, but also a popper of some weight, because you want to cover as much water as possible. And it's either heavy poppers, such as these explodes. These are the smaller ones, obviously. And these are heavy and long casting lures. And you always need something heavy and sizable really early in the morning, because that's pretty much, especially in a very good tide, that's the biggest chance you have for big predatory fish to strike your lures. And you want something that makes such a ruckus, or just something that actually just annoys the hell out of them, that they have to investigate. Now remember, fish don't have hands. They're kind of like dogs, okay? They can't hold stuff. So the idea behind a reaction bite is not that the fish is angry or it's hungry and then it attacks. Sometimes it's just angry, and sometimes it just wants to kill and stop the annoyance. Okay, so if there's fish around, and if you cast long enough, when you get them annoyed, that's when they strike. Okay, sometimes it works out that way. They're not hungry. Okay, you can catch a fish, open its belly, and you'll see that there's a lot of fish in there. So they actually struck not out of hunger, but out of annoyance or anger. Okay, so sometimes they like something quieter, and this is where the walk-in roller comes in. Sometimes they're also bait profiling, so they might not like the bigger profile of the explode or any popper that you have that's that size. So you go into something smaller. Now, if you compare, you can see that they're actually about the same length. And this one has a slimmer profile. It's a long casting lure. It's a max wrap, and max wraps have this weight transfer system in them that enables you to cast farther. So when you find yourself with finicky fish, or when the sun is actually kind of risen up a bit, try these. They're a bit quieter. We can work them like a pencil a stick bait actually, because they kind of have a similar, not a similar action, but they can have a walk the dog action. So pencil poppers, which these are, they fall into that category of this size, is a very good general surface lure. Okay, now for me, the biggest takeaway with the walk and roller is the fact that when you kind of get tired, you can just reel it in slowly, and it has an automatic walk the dog function. So it kinds of double up as something like this, that it's just purely walk the dog. Now, the thing with these is that they still splash a bit. So they still give off that little bit of splash, spitting, a spitting action. Okay, unlike these that just go boom, these actually have a more subtle action. And pencil poppers are always very good to have because you can work them several ways. And when the fish start biting on the surface and suddenly they kind of stop, use one of these, they'll eat it. Okay, now when the bite kind of slows down even farther, you can use walk the dog minnows such as these skittervies. Stick baits would work as well. Floating stick baits, they're kind of similar, in which you could also do the walk the dog with. But look at the size. Okay, so for me, this is probably, for top waters, this is a very good all around size, and I've even caught groupers on this. Hamur. Okay, what we call them here. Now, the reason why these work so well is because not only are they very easy to use, but once you have that walk the dog motion, it gives off some sound. Okay, and these guys also kind of have a rattle, but it gives off that sound. It's a bit more subtle. It's kind of like a swishing sound. Okay, you can get that kind of swishing sound with this, but like I said, it still spits. But these guys here, you'll have a wake. You know, it goes really, really nice. And of course, since these are meant to be walked, they have a bit more angle on them when you walk them, and you can work them really slow, and you can stop and go, and it just drives fish nuts. So always a very good lure to have around. Now, then you'll have your midwater. I usually use these when the sun's already up and I need to kind of plumb the bottom. Now, the unique thing about these lures is that most of them, if not all of them, are actually very long casting lures. Okay, now let's get that out so that you'll see the gist. Okay, so with these lures, again, if you find yourself in a place where they're profiling bait that are like this big, especially when they're chasing after fish like mullet, this is a very good lure to have. As far as the size is concerned, it is a 14, a size 14. All right, so this is a triple X wrap, and we've changed the name of this. It's actually the X-Wrap long cast. And what these are heavy lures, okay, that you cast out with really great action. You could reel them in really, really fast, and they swim really well. So color is, of course, with your preference, but always cast colors that you like, because you end up casting them more. It's not really something that, you know, it's kind of standard, but I pick some weird colors up and they catch because I like the colors, you know. So I end up casting longer with those lures. So the lure that's in the water is the one that's going to catch the fish. It's just the way it is. So something that's heavy and sizable, as big as this, they're great for fishing off of rocks. I use this a lot in Fujairah, and even on a boat. So this is great because it has really good profile. It's like a size of a common baitfish, really. you know. So the size is good, the action, the swimming action, and one thing that's very important to me is the stability of the lure when you crank it in really fast. It's not when you're working it slow, it's when you're reeling it in fast. So when you're reeling it in fast, it zigzags, and most lures actually kind of just spin out. So yeah, this has been a very good and constant producer for me. I don't know if you could see it clearly, but there's actually bite marks in this one. So yeah, love that lure. Now, another subsurface type lure would be these. These are max wraps. Okay, so two sizes. Slim minnows. I honestly believe that you should have slim minnows in your arsenal. And the reason being is that slim minnows, they imitate ballyhoo. And ballyhoo is a favorite for all predatory fish. So max wraps, I've found, are the perfect width and length for common sizes of ballyhoo. I mean, you have smaller ones in shallower water, and then you have these 17s for, you know, ocean facing areas. And they work well, they cast well, you can jerk them. I mean, I troll them off of a kayak too. They just work great. So these don't go as deep. Okay. They dive down to about a meter, which is where the ballyhoo swims. Okay, so that's kind of like their depth range, and they're particularly good in areas where you see ballyhoo. And ballyhoo are almost everywhere. So when you found yourself in an area where there's some ballyhoo swimming around, long minnows. Okay, so again, this is exactly why I have them in my box. And then we go to the deeper, super. Okay, so these are heavy minnows. They go deep, they cast far. That's really a no-brainer. Okay, so Sorrin heavy minnows, proven lethality everywhere. They catch fish, period. They're heavy. They're small ones. These are the, I believe these are the 90s. Okay. There are bigger ones, up to 110. Okay. They swim great. They cast really far. And again, the action on these when you burn them, which is reeling really fast, is just something else. So an assortment of these, sometimes the fish kind of likes that flashy material. Sometimes they don't. So I carry around different colors. These two being some of my favorite, including the orange one. All right, so more on the size, and these two as well. So these guys are heavy. They cast really far. They cast like bullets. Okay, so it's a way for you to actually fish when the sun's really high up and when the fish are far. So you can get really good range with these. Okay, Sorrin heavy minnow. Now these two kind of look the same, but one has a lip and the other doesn't. Okay, now this is the X-Wrap Magnum cast. This was released, I believe, last year, and they were released together. Now with the one without the lip, since it doesn't have the extra drag, you can get a bit of distance, a bit more distance with this, but not by much. Now, the thing with these is that they are great for areas where there are smaller mullet. Okay, and you can work them almost. Okay, there's no way for you to mess it up. Okay, you can jerk them, you can let them drop, because these guys actually flutter on the way down, so you can fish them on the fall. You can fish them countdown style. You can fish them on the surface, especially this one, as a stick bait, because it's a mini stick bait. It's a small stick bait, I would say. and it has really good darting action. So as far as these guys are concerned, if there's mullet around, winner. That's it. Okay. These two are kind of specialty lures, almost. You don't really see a lot of X-Rap Magnum 10s being cast. Okay. Well, the reason being is that a lot of people label this as a trolling lure as opposed to a casting lure. But it is a trolling and a casting lure, so you could do both. You need a stiff rod to fish this, and it's great around rocks with drop-offs that are really close to shore because it is just so effective. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is the world's best trolling lure, bar none. All right, so we know it works. Okay, so the smaller one, especially this one, you know, when I'm out on the skiff, when I am out on the kayak, I cast these out towards rocks. And they're great for grouper, they're great for kingfish, they're great for quite a lot of fish, period. All right, so when I need something to go down deep, this is it. All right. The thing with this is that it kind of, the difference between this and, say, a Sorrin heavy minnow is the fact that the Sorrin heavy minnow actually sinks real fast, whereas this one, it doesn't. Okay, it dives down because of the lip. That's it. And it dives down deep because of the lip, not with the weight. So I could actually work this where I could let it go down and then just let it hang there, you know, and that's usually when the fish bites. Okay, so one of those lures that you can cast when the chips are down, when the fishing's slow, try one of these. All right, the last one, and might be something that you find kind of like the odd lure out among all of them. It's a rip and wrap. Okay, it's commonly used as a bass lure. Okay, freshwater black bass. Has a really loud rattle that you can hear, and believe it or not, you can even feel on the rod when it's moving. Now, this is great for when the water's murky and when there's a little bit of a current. What you do is just cast it out, and it casts great because it's heavy. This thing is 20 grams. Okay, so you can cast it a long way. I've caught the Dorado with this, by the way. So they work offshore as well, but it's kind of crazy, but it works. So groupers, snappers, they love this. I've caught sherry, hamor on this, no problem. You cast it out, you let it sink, and then you work it like a jig. So you jerk it, it goes up, and then it vibrates on the way down, you know, and fish love it. When there are several instances, okay, it's up to you to figure that out. What those other instances are, I've already said about dirty water, but it's quite useful. All right. So when there's a lot of current and then the water's murky, this is one of the best lures that you could ever use. All right. So yeah, well, that's my Explorer box, and I'm always happy to share. So if you guys have actually suggestions, please leave it in the comments below. I really hope that you learned something in this and that proves quite useful to you. Okay, so again, just to show you the lures. There we go. All right, so that's it for now. If you haven't yet, please like and subscribe. And guys, I'll see you in the next one.